2025, Broward and Beyond, all the entrepreneurs are here. Man, we're having such a great time and a great event. I pulled the man, the myth, the legend, Dale Holeness, former mayor of Broward County. I got a chance to talk to your daughter earlier. She has so many great things to say about you and how you've influenced her life. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. It's wonderful to be at this spectacular event. Started small, but we've grown it.
Eighth year?
Eighth year.
Yes.
We've done very well with this. We also have another event, Florida's International Trade and Cultural Expo.
Okay.
FitCExpo.com. That's something that I directly, I'm responsible for making happen. This, not so direct, but
Yes.
certainly influenced for this to happen. When I got to Broward County in 2010 as a commissioner, only 10.25% of our business went to small minority women-owned business through our CBE program.
Yes.
22 when I left, about 50%, $248 million. We changed a lot of stuff in that time. We made it so that our small businesses, or minority women-owned businesses had education, training program, access to opportunities to do business, but also training and development.
Yes.
Okay, and access to capital. We've built a whole system to help our small business, and this is what it's all about. When you look at economic growth in our country, it's driven heavily by our small businesses.
Absolutely.
Though they might not have 1,000 employees, there's so many of them compared to the others. That's where the growth is. That's where innovation occurs. They're efficient in delivering services because they're nimble.
Yes.
And encouraging that and helping to grow that is critical.
You know what? Now, not to, and I know I cut your train of thought off, but I have to ask this. And when you were talking, it made me realize like the type of person who you are. I remember when you're running for Congress.
Yes.
You fell short.
Yes.
By how about like 5 votes or so?
5 votes in 2021 for the congressional seat held by Alcee Hastings. We came 5 votes short, but I was outspent.
Yes.
Heavily. I mean,
So
$4 million compared to 600,000. That was a lot of difference.
Are we going to run again? What's the plan now?
Certainly, I'm staying engaged and still continue to help the community. And yes, I'm looking at that. I'll make an announcement when we get to that.
Well, this might be an exclusive before we even get to the main announcement here.
In fact, this is the first time that I'm publicly talking.
Yes, I love that, man. You know, because we need servants like yourself, you know, somebody that's experienced, that's true to the game, that's passionate about it. And it leads up to my next question as far as small entrepreneurs. What would be, you would say, your outlook or your plan for small business owners to adjust over the next couple years or so?
You know, they have to stay innovative, and when you're a small business owner, as I am, it's the grind.
Yes.
But you also have to plan ahead and strategize what's the next move and look to see what's coming. I expect that we may see an economic downturn, but you can thrive even with that because you adjust yourself. You stay lean and you stay engaged in doing what needs to be done. And Broward County has done a tremendous job over the years, especially in the last 10, 12 years, in helping our small businesses. We've got to make sure that small business stay engaged. And I'll say this to small business people also. If you're in business and you're not in the political arena, you're missing something.
Absolutely.
Because it's policies through politics that makes it easy or hard for you to do business.
I learned that firsthand.
Yes. So having that said, you've got to make sure you're engaging with those who are in office to put the right policies in place. But you need access. So engaging early in a campaign and showing support, whether it be volunteering or through finances, is a critical part of what you have to do in order to help determine how your business is run.
Absolutely.
You know, people say, well, I'm not into politics. Well, politics is into you.
I love that saying. Say that again.
Folks might say, I'm not into politics. Politics is into you. Listen, the road you drove on today.
Somebody voted on that.
Absolutely. Okay. And to even be more direct.
Yeah.
We passed in 2018 a referendum voted on by the people of Broward County that allows for us to increase our sales tax from by 1 penny.
Yeah, I remember that.
that will bring in $16 billion over 30 years
Wow.
to build or transportation infrastructure beyond where it is.
Yeah.
Increase more buses on the road, but also increase signalization that is engaged to where it detects that you're at a stop sign.
Yes.
Fiber optics, communication between the signals to make sure that you have green lights all the way.
Yes.
Okay. The thoughts now are we should probably put light rail in place. Well, one place that will happen shortly is we're going to build a light rail system from the airport to the seaport.
Really?
Yes, that's already done. Okay, it's going to happen. The planning's being done, all of that's being done, and we have a lot of people who comes in on the cruise ship. From going back to the airport and coming from the airport to the, it doesn't make sense to get on the roadway if they can just get in a little train and go right over because it's that close.
I love that. I love that.
Creates less traffic on the roadway, reduce the traffic on the roadways, but it also saves the environment.
Yes.
Because now we're less combustion happening, and it's going to be electric, of course, as many of our bus now. 80% of our bus fleet in Broward County, because of that penny tax, are electric.
I love it.
We're doing. There's a lot of great things happening in Broward County, and being here at Broward and Beyond, key. The connections that one can make here is huge. And FITCE, Florida's International Trade and Cultural Expo, coming up. FITCEexpo.com. That's another way for you to look at how you can sell your goods and services to other parts of the world. Make the connection. What we're seeing now with the tariff, no tariff,
Oh boy.
that's something else.
Yes.
But understand this, that direct contact with other people around the world brings folks together and creates opportunity for business. We did one to Colombia back in 2012, and there's an American company now that's there in the technology area. They're actually building systems for communication within Colombia
Wow.
just from that trip.
Yeah.
And he was a part of FITCE also.
Yeah.
Okay?
I love that.
So making sure that you look at the world, and no matter what happened with this tariff thing, listen, the world is getting smaller,
Yes.
meaning people are more connected.
Through technology.
Through technology, through transportation, through airplanes, through people are traveling. And they're going to continue. This will be a glitch, but at the end of the day, humans are going to move about this planet.
Yes.
Okay, and how you open doors around the world is going to be a big deal.
Yes. And you said the world's getting smaller. You know, I heard AI being brought up. We even had an expert on our panel. And there are some people that are afraid that AI is going to take over certain people's jobs, certain opportunities. What do you say about that, and how does that tie into us as a human species getting smaller?
So I tell you this, it's a very important question, but you know, travel agencies, they barely exist anymore.
Yes.
Because we have the internet. So you're going to see some efficiencies created. I don't think we ought to be afraid of it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it, absolutely.
Yes.
We are the ones who are creating it. So
Yes.
we'll determine what it can and can't do.
Absolutely.
And as long as we have ethics in place to make sure that this is not doing stuff to damage other human beings, and the world has moved in a direction where people may not see it now, but if you look back 50 years ago, World War II, how inhumane we were to each other, okay? And what was going on then compared to today, it's a different world. And change is going to come. That's the only thing that's certain, is change. So you have to embrace a change. You have to utilize a change the best you can. Figure out how you can utilize that to do things.
You got me fired up, man. Appreciate it. How can we get in touch with you?
Well, I'm Dale Holeness. You can find me all over the place. DaleHoleness.com is one of my websites. But I'm very accessible. My phone number is 954-325-4040. That's how accessible I am.
All right, and who are those 5 people that shorted him? Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation, man. Hey, let's talk next. Please come into the studio.
We will.
I enjoyed you. I enjoyed you.